So you just got yourself a brand new notebook, and now the question you have for yourself is, how am I going to fill that up? And I know that we've all been there before, especially when we're new at journaling. It can be quite daunting to think about, how am I going to fill up an entire notebook with thoughts? Because I don't really have that much to write about, and I really, quite frankly, don't know what to write about. Sometimes we need that little bit of motivation, that carrot on a stick, so to speak, to help us get to the end. And let's talk about a couple ways we can do that. So the first thing that you might consider, you could always get a smaller notebook, whether that be thinner or literally smaller. So let's talk about these two for just a second. I like these notebooks for my just regular journaling. If I'm not doing a bullet journal or my pocket journal, this is what I'm writing in whenever I feel the need to do so. I don't actually journal every single day. I only journal when I feel the need or the compelling to do so. Because at the end of the day, if journaling isn't serving me or serving some kind of important purpose, then there really is no point in doing it. And I don't want to be filling up a notebook just for the sake of filling one up. I want there to be reason and meaning behind what I'm putting in this thing. So these notebooks are from Moleskine. They come in packs of 3. They are between $12 and $15 US, I believe. It's been a while since I bought them because it takes me about 6 months to fill one of these up when I'm being realistic with myself and doing an actual journal. These are only about 80 pages, and you can see that, it's pretty thin. And it's not like it's a huge notebook. It's just a little bit bigger than the size of my face. So I think this is a great option for me because, one, I like to go back and reflect in my journals. And because these are thinner and I don't have as much of a span of writing in them, it's much easier for me to go back and review these when I'm needing to find information. Another thing you can consider is using a smaller pocket-sized notebook. This is actually one of my Commonplace notebooks. Obviously, this one's for my karate. And what I like to do is use these for Commonplace because typically when I am dealing with Commonplace, and if you don't really know what that is, basically your notebook has a common theme or purpose and you write about solely those types of things in it. So everything in this notebook is all about what I'm learning in karate. So from Japanese vocabulary terms to certain types of moves, it's all going in here. So I can easily reach over and grab this when I need it for reference, practice, studying, learning, or just writing more to it. But you can also use these as your everyday journals. You don't write a whole lot on a daily basis. Start off with something small like this when you're getting started, and over time, as you start to write more, then upgrade to a larger notebook. So that's essentially tip number 1. Tip number 2 is a big one for me, and this spawns because my wife and I, when we go on vacation, we don't typically buy a lot of souvenirs to bring back home. In fact, over the years when, I didn't have as much money, could really only afford affordable things like stickers. So every time that my wife and I go on vacation or go somewhere new, we tend to buy a sticker. This one just happens to be from where we went to the Moon Pie store in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. So what I might do to add to my journal is start putting stickers in there that are relevant to what it is that I'm talking about. Especially if you're talking about travel and you do like we do, like I literally have this big stack of stickers that are for just whatever purpose I want to use them. And most of the time I don't use them enough. So I'm starting to incorporate them into my journaling experience. So that's another way you can fill up your journal. You can put multiple stickers. You can create collages. You can put photographs in there. It really doesn't matter as long as it's stuff that is important to you and makes this process something that is valuable and meaningful to you. Now, if you don't want to do stickers, you could also do sketches, you could do drawings, you could do doodles. My wife, in her bullet journal, she does a doodle of the day. She has a 2-page spread dedicated to that, and it's a really cool thing. It's something that I would like to incorporate into mine someday. I'm not that great at doing daily entries and things, and if you aren't either, then maybe a larger sketch would be good. So that's kind of going to move me on to tip number 3, and that is by doing spreads in your journal. There are no rules when it comes to journaling. The only rules that exist in journaling, and I want you to say this out loud, are the ones that I place on myself because I have put myself into a box. If you take yourself out of the box, you're going to see this vast world of journaling opportunities, and not one of them says you have to do this. There's nobody that's going to force you to journal any certain way. So it's very important that you make journaling your own experience that's going to work for you. Take ideas from other people and craft your own thing. So if you want to go in your journal and write and dedicate a single page to a single day, you can do that. There's nobody making you do it. There's nobody that's going to stop you from doing it. But you could also make this 2-page spread one day. You could make 4 or 5 pages. So when I journal, I don't allow myself any rules or regulations. Sometimes I might write one sentence, it might be a paragraph. I might write 3 or 4 pages for one entry. It just depends on what kind of mood I'm in for a particular day. But as I was saying with my wife's Doodle of the Day spread, it's literally a 2-page spread. Now that's in her bullet journal, separate from journal journaling. But are they? Because I just said there was no rules. They could technically fit together. But a journal entry can also be like, if you're just having a really crappy day, you could just write out here, I'm having a really crappy day. You could use a Sharpie or a crayon or something and just write it in big, bold letters. And then maybe just the opposite. You're having a really good day. You could just write, I'm having a great day. You could draw a giant sun here with a smiley face because it's happy and it's pretty. There's no rules. So if you are struggling to fill up your journal and you want to have some more ideas of what to put in there, write big and bold and go crazy with it. Put stickers in your journal, doodle in it, do sketches, paste photographs in here, make a junk journal. The point is that you are creating a system, something for you that you get something out of. For me, what do I get out of it? I get a better understanding of myself where I can go back and reflect on my past self to see where I've gotten to so I can make choices and decisions that's going to help me better my life because of things I've wrote about in the past. And I'll leave you with this. My last journal that I was filling up prior to the one that I'm currently writing in, I had the most negative outlook on life and all kinds of things. And I was able to go back and reference that journal with my current journal, narrow everything going on in my life down to 5 things. 2 of the 5 things were things that tend to make me really happy, but I haven't been getting enough of those things, so my happiness level has been low. But the other 3 things that are causing me not joy are very high. So because I wrote about all that stuff, I was able to pinpoint exactly the things bothering me. And what I'm doing right now is working on those things. And I'm now journaling about the progress that I'm making. So again, if you need ways to fill up your journal, these are a few ways that'll help you out. Just make sure that you create your own custom experience and realize there are no rules when it comes to this. If you think it's complete and utter garbage and you want to throw it out the window until one day you randomly pick it up again, that's fine. There's nobody that's going to stop you from throwing a journal away. Although I don't think you should do that because you're going to regret it someday. Probably. Maybe. But no matter where you are on your journey right now, I wish you the best. And as always, be sure to create something new today.